Brother, today we are stepping into a place that is anything but light, anything but casual, and certainly not built for weak hearts. What I'm about to share carries genuine weight, and before we move even one step further, I need to acknowledge the courage that brought you here. You saw the warning at the beginning. Still, you decided to stay, to listen, and to confront the raw truths that most men spend their entire lives running from. This kind of courage is never loud. It's silent, calm, and incredibly powerful. This is not entertainment. We're not talking about tricks, charms, seduction methods, or scripted advice. We are talking about truth, a hard truth stripped bare, the kind that can shake everything you once believed about love, trust, and loyalty. A truth capable of reopening old wounds, scars you thought had already disappeared, but sometimes, brother, growth demands exactly that. It forces you to revisit those scars and finally recognize them for what they truly are. What I'm about to share is not some dramatic story created for views. It isn't fiction. It comes from research, from genuine pain, from the silent voices of men who carried their suffering alone. For days, my team and I gathered these realities, not for attention or numbers, but for men like you, men who fight their wars quietly because nobody ever gave them the truth. Society expects you to remain strong, to smile, and keep walking forward even when your heart is breaking in ways nobody notices. Let this be your awakening. If you're here, say this quietly to yourself, I see the truth. Because whether you're married now or plan to be someday, the center of your identity as a man rests upon a sacred principle, loyalty. Your loyalty is your crown, your honor, the unshakable foundation of who you are. But here comes the difficult question. What if the person you gave that loyalty to was never truly deserving of it, not to frighten you, brother, but to protect you? Before we go deeper into this storm, give me just 30 seconds. Not for me, not for pride, but for something greater than both of us. Out there, beyond the streets we cross every day, there are lives suffering in silence, creatures crying out at night, not because of sickness, but because of hunger. Cats wandering alone through the streets, abandoned dogs, forgotten animals with no voice, yet still creations of God worthy of compassion. I don't come from money. I don't have big sponsors or luxury studios supporting me. What I truly have is you, your presence, your support, your strength. You have carried this mission further than even my own family could. Together, we began something not for applause or recognition, but to feed these silent, defenseless lives. Even a small contribution, the price of a simple cup of coffee, can help keep one of these creatures alive tonight. If your heart feels that pull, then follow it, not because of pressure, but because of compassion. That alone is enough. Now take a breath, because from this moment onward, brother, we walk into the fire. November 6, 1948, Chicago, M25. At 34, your old man named David Miller was just beginning a story that would leave a permanent scar on his soul. He wasn't rich or famous, just an ordinary man with a heart overflowing with loyalty. That same year, he married Claire Evans, the woman he believed would stand beside him for the rest of his life. It wasn't an arranged marriage, nor was it shallow. It was real, deep, and sincere, the kind of love poets spend lifetimes trying to describe. Claire would often whisper to him, David, you are everything I want for the rest of my life. Those words became the foundation of his hope, his faith, and the future he dreamed of creating. But words, my friend, can fade. Promises can lose their meaning, and what seems strong and unbreakable on the outside can collapse beneath hidden truths. Months passed, and little arguments began to surface, not because of betrayal or cruelty, but because of ordinary life. Bill's dinners, small disagreements, yet those tiny cracks slowly started exposing something deeper. A silent distance, a widening space between two souls that were once meant to walk side by side. David worked endlessly, juggling 2 jobs day and night. He didn't possess wealth, but he was rich in determination. His true wealth was his loyalty. He never chased luxury. His dream was simple: to return home, share a meal, and fall asleep beside the woman he loved. To him, that was paradise. But Claire's heart had already begun to wander. Slowly, piece by piece, she started pulling away, not only emotionally, but in every corner of the life they had built together. She began ignoring him, treating